Have you ever felt like God is silent? Like your prayers are unanswered and your struggles seem endless? How do you hold on to hope when it feels like God has forgotten you? Hi there, I'm Crystal, and welcome to Driven Devos, where we dive into scripture to find strength, encouragement, and trust in God's promises. If you're struggling with doubt or waiting on God's timing, you're in the right place today. Before we get into this devotion, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss an inspiring word to carry you through tough times. Today we're talking about Psalm 13, and it opens with David's desperate cry, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me here forever?" In these words, we hear the anguish of a heart that feels abandoned. David wonders why God is silent and why his troubles seem to stretch on without end. It's a raw, honest lament that many of us can identify with during times of suffering or uncertainty. But as we move through the psalm, something powerful happens. David shifts from despair to trust. In verse 5, he declares, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation." Even in the midst of his unanswered questions and prolonged silence, David makes a choice. He chooses to trust in God's steadfast love, not in the silence of his circumstances. Trust, David shows us, is not a passive response. It's a choice, a conscious decision to believe in God's goodness even when he is silent. It's easy to trust when things are clear and we can feel God's presence, but when he seems distant, trust becomes an active decision. David makes that decision to hold on to God's unchanging character despite the pain of waiting. The silence of God does not equate to his absence. Even when God doesn't respond to the way we want or expect, his love is constant. In the waiting, God is still working, and so, like David, we must choose to trust, knowing that God's goodness is not dependent on our circumstances, but on his eternal faithfulness. David ends the psalm with an expression of confidence. "I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me." It is a declaration of trust, not because everything's resolved, but because he knows that God's love never fails. In times when God feels silent, trust is a choice we must make. Let us, like David, choose to trust in God's steadfast love, even in the waiting. His silence does not mean his absence, and his faithfulness endures forever. Hey, if this message encouraged you, I'd love to hear how you've experienced God's silence and how you chose to trust him in those moments. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos that can help you grow in your faith. Remember, trust in God's love never fails, even in the silence. I'll see you next time.